Before we get into today's video, I just want to let y'all know that my replay completely crashed, which is how I get all my montages. I ended up editing this whole video and then intending to put in the replay like montages afterwards, and yeah, replay just wouldn't load. So it's kind of just gameplay, but it's not bad gameplay. Uh, so I thought I'd just kind of post it anyways. I didn't want to wait even longer to post another video, so I'm just gonna give y'all what I have and hopefully you understand. So yeah, enjoy the video. Sorry for the horrible news. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Speechless, and this is episode 2 of my Minecraft Let's Play world. Since last episode, we have been working on the interior and getting a whole bunch of good loot and armor and whatnot. We got the bedroom pretty much completely done. Got some pretty custom pictures on the walls. Our storage room in the basement is completely done. And down here, we got a few lovely mending villagers. Enchantment table. Skeleton farm. Oh yeah. Coming out here, we got the garden completely done. Which I know I said I was going to do in episode 2, but I couldn't help myself. It was such a small project, and I thought I could just get it over with. I ended up doing that 4th tree that I said I was never going to do. And I think it turned out really well. I like it a lot. I got this floral archway going on right here. And yeah, I think it ended up looking really good. And the back of the base is starting to come together really nicely, except these freaking flowers. But for today's episode, we're going to be working on something pretty big. Pretty big and very open. We're going to be talking about negative space, and we're going to be working on a project kind of orientated by my lovely girlfriend, Libby. We're going to build a huge pasture in this viewing area right here. We're already starting to flatten out the land, but we got a bunch of animals up here that are looking for a fresh, brand new home. Oh my gosh, they are so loud. Our plan for this project is to do something kind of just with this whole general area of the plateau over here. We're going to have a road connecting the bridge all the way over to the village right here, to my house, and down to this little section over here, which is where I'm going to be doing my next big build. We're going to be doing a big tree right here, probably some sort of oak tree, a barn somewhere in this vicinity right here, and scattered throughout we're going to have some different types of crops, some different animal pastures and whatnot, and yeah, it's going to look really good. Throughout this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about negative space and kind of how to make negative space work in your Minecraft builds. So stay tuned for that, and yeah, let's get building to this tree. Alright, Libby, what are we doing?
We are going to build a big, epic tree right here in this big circle overlooking my beautiful bridge and this beautiful landscape. It's going to be a really big oak-like tree, and we can use a bunch of different leaves, but the kicker is we're also going to use a bunch of different colors of like glass in there to help with the gradients. Because at my house, my favorite tree I had was this one that went from really dark green in the middle to really bright green at the end of its branches. So we're going to try to do that. But first, we need to go on an adventure to get cactus for the green dye.
Alright, me and Libby did our little adventure. We got all the resources we need pretty much. About 5 stacks of wood, all the leaves we need, maybe a little more birch for the future. But we were only able to get 11 cactus. So we're probably going to have to build some sort of cactus farm, which is pretty cool because Libby actually hasn't built one before. So I'll show her how to do that, and we're going to get started on the tree. Let's go. Alright, the tree is coming together really nicely. It's looking a little dark right now, but I think after some more details and thinning it out, it'll lighten up a little bit. Speaking of lighting up, I actually want to show you guys a trick that I used when trying to give my trees more natural light and keeping them from looking so artificial. As you can see right here, there's kind of this like weird light projected down all the way to the trunk of the tree that I was able to make from just a simple hole straight through the tree. I got this idea from Good Times with Scar from the Hermitcraft Season 10 world, and he used it on giant, large redwood trees. Again, this trick works really well when you have such a thick tree like this and you don't want it to look too dark as it does on this side, for example, without using glow lichen or torches or lanterns or anything like that. However, in some spots and for trees this short, it actually kind of almost projects too much light. As you can see right here, there's a hole, and I actually don't really want this to look that bright. Wow, that's great time for rain. It puts this little spotlight right here on the ground, which I'm not too much of a fan on. So I want to show you guys a little trick that I do when making these holes to kind of diminish some of the light coming through. I'm going to go in free cam for this, but as you can see here, I actually have a hole that goes through here, but I kind of just made like a little path that goes up that way and then straight to the sky. It's pretty subtle, but you can actually see there is a little bit of light coming through, and it'll look much more lighter when the sun is actually above it. I did this trick again for over here. You can kind of see a little pathway I made for the light to come through, and it puts just this nice soft light on the corner of this trunk here, so it doesn't look too harsh as it does over here. Just kind of burn down this like Batman spotlight right here. Just thought I'd share that little tip with you guys for the next time you're building custom trees in your Minecraft world. Let's get back to the montage. Alright everyone, the tree is officially done. I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. That thing looks pretty good. I use some stained glass, kind of dripping off the edge. I think it gives it a really good touch. And also up here, I actually just ended up putting like just straight glass panes on it. And I used a little bit of glowberries, but I thought it was kind of a lot. But it is kind of just some subtle highlights in the build. Actually looks much better when you're not in the free cam. Admittedly, though, it has actually been a couple days. I just kind of got busy and got sidetracked with some other projects, like the one going on in the background right now. And I also redid all the landscape over here. It looks much better. I'll probably include this in the montage and the tree, but I'm going to hold this off until the next episode, just because this has been a much bigger project than I intended. For the rest of this episode, though, I do plan on decorating around the tree itself and probably starting some sort of path along right here. I kind of feel bad about like not talking much about this tree. Like I talk so much about this whole build over here, but I mean, this probably took me way more thinking to build than that did. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of did it. I don't really have much else to say. I wish the rain would stop. It looks much better in the daytime. Yeah, we're gonna do some decorations around it. I'm probably gonna talk more then. So yeah, we're probably just gonna do some flowers. Maybe a little bench over here, kind of like how I have it in the garden over here. It's kind of weird looking bench. Probably gonna do something like that. Maybe not as weird looking. And then, of course, all the grass and the bushes and stuff like that. So, yeah. Let's get to it. Alright, so while taking this path, I kind of want to talk to you guys about just the general plan and idea that me and Libya have for this whole area over here and why it's actually going to be more than just this video. In past Minecraft worlds, I've always felt like there has just been a lot of kind of clutter and unorganizedness in a lot of my builds, and that's something I want to completely avoid in this Java world. I want to focus on something called organized negative space, which is a term that I just made up on the spot that doesn't actually exist, but I feel like that's the best way to describe it. I feel like that's the best way to understand the idea of having a spot in your world that might not be completely full of stuff, but it still looks beautiful and it still has a sight to see. Some of the prettiest sights that you see in your life aren't cities. They aren't these huge complex ideas. They aren't these huge complex things. They're just views. They're just really pretty valleys and really pretty trees and really pretty standalone homes and stuff that really don't need a bunch of stuff around it. They don't need a giant billboard in the background with huge neon lights or to fit some certain aesthetic that you see on Pinterest. It's much more simpler than what a lot of people kind of build it up to be. And that's kind of my philosophy and what I want to keep when building this world. I don't want to focus on being a better builder in the sense of I want everything to feel more alive. I want everything to feel more immersive, something I feel like I can walk through and I can breathe, you know? I can see the fireflies, I can focus on the fireflies, I can see all the animals that we're gonna be putting all along here. I can actually take it all in rather than being so overstimulated all at once. Now, I obviously can't hide this barn from you guys. I mean, it's been in the background of me showing off the tree and stuff like that. This is something that me and Libby designed about a night ago, and I am really proud of it. Libby's had this idea for the palette, and I'll admit I doubted her. I hate working with these red colors. I think there should be some lighter reds in the game, but we made it work, and I like it a lot. The roof is a much more simpler design. I really wanted to use this smooth basalt in it, but of course there's no smooth basalt stairs, there's no smooth basalt slabs, so we had to go with the full blocks, but I like it. I think it looks really good. We use a little bit of mud here on the corners, kind of to show off shadow, but also at the same time it just generally does look really good from far away to have it fade into the middle. I'm really proud of the inside too. I came up with the idea of the floor. So the dripstone, it actually, if you kind of squint your eyes and you think about it, it looks like old wood. So it looks like really like dirty old wood that kind of has been scuffed against and now has this like weird warp and kind of tear into it. Along with the mud, which of course every barn has mud in it. And coming outside here, this pathway to come through here was my idea, but for the most part, Libby decorated a lot of this, which I will say looks really good. I really like how this all looks. The walls look really good mixed in with the fences. And I know this is kind of weird to have a fence like between the two gates and the walls around it, but I don't know, I like it a lot. It's kind of silly, but it looks good. So this barn is going to be kind of like the center focus for all of what's going on over here. Off in the distance there, we're going to have more buildings. Eventually, we're going to have... I'm not quite sure what's going to go right here yet. I'm thinking some sort of tower. But that's far beyond in the future for right now. This barn is going to be the center focus for this huge pasture that we're going to do right here. Over here is going to be chickens and pigs and all the animals that usually keep closer to the barn because they're generally dumber. And out here are going to be your horses, your cows, everything that kind of can wander and be on its own, you know? We also have a camel and some llamas, which I'm not quite sure what to do with yet, but we'll figure it out. And I have no idea what we're going to do with the happy gas. But yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but one of our goals for this world is to collect one of every type of animal, excluding, like, of course, the ender dragon and the wither and stuff like that. We want to collect all the dogs, all the cats, all the llamas, all the cows, pigs, chickens, whatever, and kind of keep them in one spot, you know, and I thought it'd be a little more humane and a little nicer to put them in a nice big open pasture that you can kind of fly over and look at and take it all in, you know, rather than going in like a museum or something like that and seeing, oh, chicken, oh, pig, oh, cow, you know. As far as the pathway goes, so the path is going to go from here all the way over and connecting right here, and then it's going to go up through this way, connecting back to this main road that Libby is currently building. And then this main road is going to go all the way over to the what we call the castle village over here, and it's going to connect to that spot right there. We're going to put in a lot of effort in putting in like as much depth as possible for like surrounding areas like around these trees and around these landmarks, as we've done with the outside of this barn right here. Really wanted to do like an overhang, like how most barns have like a little like spot right here to park a trailer underneath or something like that, but it was just too hard with this block and kind of trying to make a slope out of it without having to change the actual block itself, because, you know, there's no mud slabs, smooth basalt slabs, or deep slate slabs. Yeah, I think it's coming together really well, and that's kind of why, you know, we really haven't finished it yet. That's why this video is much shorter than intended, but I think it'll come together really well, and I am really excited for how it's all gonna come out, and I'm really excited to kind of see the end project. For the rest of this video, I am going to be finishing this area, but for the next video, I'll try to have something more planned out, more organized. Maybe I'll do a little story time or rant or something like that while building. But yeah, we're gonna cue the montage. I'll do a little outro, and yeah, that'll be it for today's video. All right, the pathway and everything is done. I think it looks pretty good. It's fairly simple, fairly open. The entire time I was thinking about how good a custom tree would look right there, but we can hold off on that for now. I think I've built enough custom trees already. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Got a simple bench over here, a rock right here. I originally had a, it was like this cherry bush right here with the pink petals. Just didn't really work out. It was popping a lot, and I think this flower right here works just as well to kind of add a little bit of color, add a little bit of pop to this kind of area. While I was building this path over here, though, Libby went ahead and got started on building the main road that's going to go all the way down to the village over here. It narrows a little bit from the bridge path right here, but honestly, I think it's fine. I think it looks really good. I like how narrow it is, and I think it leaves a lot of possibilities for some smaller light posts to go along the edge without the path being too wide and the light post looking too small. I think it'll look really good. I really do like this road. I like how it's different than the path itself. It looks like there's actually, like, I don't know, like an intention for the road, you know? Versus this, which is kind of just, if you ride a horse on it long enough, you'll make this path. But yeah, that's pretty much going to conclude today's episode. We did a lot. Got this tree done, path done, stuff, and the barn that y'all aren't supposed to see. So I feel pretty successful. I feel pretty good about all that we've done. We're completely out of resources. We have no more resources. We don't even have gravel. I don't know how you run out of gravel, but we don't even have gravel for this road anymore, which is why it's not done tonight. And like these flowers over here, these aren't even like my first picks. I wanted more peonies over here, but I'm kind of too lazy to go get them. So next episode is probably going to be another shorter one, but it would be a more rapid fire one. Maybe I'll do like some sort of rant while we gather resources, and maybe do some other simple chores like the light posts. I think Libby wants to build like a wheelbarrow or some sort of decoration right here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Sorry for it being so short. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.